I thought I'd do a little video to explain my new project because otherwise it was a lot of typing. I've had this drawing on the mantelpiece for months now and I haven't been able to play with it for a very long time. I want to do a piece based on the medieval allegory. Sometimes it's been described as a trope of medieval art of the three living and three dead. Nobody quite knows the origins of it, but it goes back to sort of Anglo-Norman 13th century stuff. And it's depicted quite a lot in medieval art. The story is that three young noblemen are out hunting and carousing and generally enjoying themselves. And they meet up with three skeletons, basically, who are still walking and still moving. And the three skeletons say that we were once as you are now, but we cannot pass on because we lived such corrupt lives. Our lives were bad. And the three young men learn the error of their ways and become reformed characters after meeting the three dead. And it occurred to me that three young men today who met the three dead probably wouldn't reform their ways. So I wanted to do an updated 20th century version of it because I don't see why opus anglicanum embroidery should be confined purely to medieval subjects. So this is kind of medieval modern. The three skeletons, the three dead, I've taken from the Delisle Psalter, which I think is 13th, 14th century, and the three young men are my own depictions. It's going to be quite interesting to try and work modern clothing into opus anglicanum. But anyway, that's my drawing, and I have transferred it. As you can see, my pen was running out a bit when I got to the three dead. But I'm trying to work in branding and designer labels and street fashion and all sorts of things. Haven't quite yet decided what's going to be on the computer screen, but I've got quite a long way to go before I get to any of the people because all of the archway needs to be done first. I've gone for this nice bricky colour, but I've outlined it in... It's not actually black, it's a very dark grey. I find black is often far too harsh. I want to give that sort of uncleaned look that you get from old railway arches. And when I come to fill in the mortar, it will be at the final stage with the underside couching. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to use a black passing to try and make it look like really dirty mortar, or I've got some vintage gold passing, which is very fine, which tarnishes, which might work well as well. So, but I'm quite pleased with my bricks so far because they've got nice shape to them and nice movement. I don't know if you can see. And this is one of the reasons, this movement in the silk, the way the light catches it. This is why I don't think that you should even call it opus anglicanum if you don't use filament silk. I think even twisted plied silk doesn't give you opus anglicanum. It gives you a piece of needlework which is not opus anglicanum because you don't get that movement in the light with it. And you can see the way the light is bouncing off the bricks. So I'm quite pleased with the bricks, but I think it's going to be at least 3 weeks before I finish them, and then I've got to do the floor before I do the figures. So it's all the really, really boring stuff first before I get to the second boring stage of doing the underside couching, which is going to be the entire background. The graffiti is going to be in silk, but the rest of the background will be underside couch, sort of from that ground line upwards. I haven't decided yet. I'm trying to get hold of some copper passing because I think I want copper rather than gold. But I think I need to see the figures finished before I do anything else. But anyway, that's my new project. It's 3 living and 3 dead, and it's a modern piece of opus anglicanum.